Hey guys, Brenny here, and today I'll be teaching you how to make a piston elevator. Now, I know there's hundreds of tutorials on this, but I could never find one that I understood greatly. I basically had to download someone's world and build it myself. And that's what a piston elevator does if you don't know. And I know there's also great tutorials out there that could probably teach you guys, but I learned differently, and I think that's what brings a quality to my tutorials. So firstly, I'm going to tell you how I'm going to teach you. I basically learnt to make this in two parts, which made it a lot easier for me to learn. So what we'll do is we'll build our back part, which will be the bit that pushes out the pistons that we actually step on. So what you have to do is a basic left-right kind of thing, like that, until you get as high as you want. So we'll do ours two more above this, like that. Oh, my bad. Like that. And then what you do is you leave a gap, and that will be where you get pushed basically. Now what you do is all the ones with the sticky pistons, you basically go and put a normal piston there. And you don't have to put anything in this gap, but I always put a block. And it's basically the opposite. You just keep going left, right, like so, until we get to the top. And once we get to the last one, we just put double wool once again, like that. And this is basically, once this one gets pushed out, like here, it will get pushed up to here, and then we'll have two pistons here to push us off. So we'll actually put those pistons there now, and they'll be our pistons. This is our ground floor. This is where we'll land. So we'll actually even put a little square area around that so you guys can see. Now what you need to do is put your first one, which will be in the floor, which will be here. It has to be out here. You could probably put it in the ground and make it slide out, but it seems really pointless because it'd be hard to step on and stuff like that. You could also put logs here to blend it in, or just another piston to look good. Now what you have to do is put a pillar beside each, I don't know how you'd explain that. But yeah, basically put a pillar one in front of the actual little 2x2 square we have on each side, leaving two gaps in the middle, like so. And that is our front side done. Now what we need to do is go to the back side. Now I figured out a way to make this really easy to understand. Every pink or woolly area or whatever you have there, basically you can make this out of anything. You fill that up and then come two out, like that. So we go on this side, do the same thing, come two out, and go to the other side and keep repeating, and you'll get a basic shape like that, and it's pretty easy to understand and do. So we'll continue on all the way up to the top. Now when you get to the top, because wires here will touch from here to here, you just do a basic little line like that, and then add one block there behind there so we can put our repeaters here later. Now what we do is we add our repeaters. What we're going to do is add two repeaters equal with the end piston. So, after the end piston. And every single one on the inner two lanes is going to be on the fourth setting, and the ones on the outside are just going to be left on the first setting. So fourth setting, jump up, two, fourth setting, another two, fourth setting, another two, putting them all on the fourth setting. And then once we get to the top with the two pistons at the top that will push us off, you put them both on the fourth setting. Now what we need to do is put our pistons that will actually make the pistons here extend. And that's done by actually powering this block here. So I'd give a demonstration, but it seems like too much of a hassle to do it. So basically what you do, beside every single block where you can put it, you put a repeater. So like that, and there, and you don't need to do it here because this is our last level. And then behind that you put another block, like that. Come around on the other side and do the same thing. All the way up. Oops. There we go. And then just put a block there. And that's basically it. Now that is almost the first part. All we need to do is put two redstone behind every single one. And that's just to make our next step even easier, like so, and we'll just actually connect that up here like that. And now what you need to do is, if you want to make it easier to understand, get a new block, and on every piece that we made come out like so, you go and do a little triangle piece, like that. and this will be our circuitry to wire the actual thing up. And there we go. You don't need to go any higher because there's nothing higher. Now what we need to do is we need to pick a pathway. And now the reason, because some of you will be catching on to this faster, the reason we don't do it like this is because wires here will touch and we don't want that. So what we have to do is the one at the bottom has to actually have this block here. So you'll see that there's a gap there between that block and that block. So you can't have it here like that, or else you'll have to do extra wiring, which is stupid. And then you basically keep doing a pathway in between the blocks like that. And this will be our system to power it. And this one will be the same basically. Just go up like that. And there we go. Now what we're going to do is put our button so we can actually start this, and that will go on the side where this piston isn't, so this side. So if we didn't have a piston there, it would go on this side. And we'll put the button about here. Then we put a line of redstone to this piston. You could do this all underground, but I'm not going to teach you how to do that in this tutorial. Maybe in the next tutorial, or if you guys want a part 2, just leave a comment. And now what you do is do a bit of redstone wiring coming out from the side, leaving a gap here just to not interfere with the other stuff. Come all the way down to here and put it up on there. And then you do the same thing on the other side, making sure you leave a gap in between the elevator and the wiring, just so we don't mess it up. And that one will end here. And there's a gap here, and that is for a repeater, and you'll put that repeater on the first setting. And then you'll come to the other side, which will have our second higher group of pistons. So first side, the lower one will be on the first setting, and then the one that is actually going to be connected to this one first will be on the 4th setting, and we'll just put that there. You could possibly bring it back a bit, but it doesn't really matter. Now what you're going to do on the orange part is put a repeater facing every block here. So if there's a block there, you put a repeater there, and then put that on the last setting. So we're only going to need to do it 2 times there, and this one we will have to do it 3 times. So one there facing that block, because you got to remember this ground level is also considered a platform. Then come up, put one there facing that block, one there facing that block, and that's all. Now what we have to do is just cover it all in redstone basically. So all the red in redstone, all the orange in redstone, my bad. Like so. Make sure you don't miss a bit. If you miss a bit, you'll notice something's going wrong, and it's pretty easy to pick out what you've done wrong once you have a look at it. See, I always seem to miss this part, but now I'm making sure I'm paying attention, and that's about it. Now there's going to be leftover blocks you can break, like that one, these ones, and that's about it. Now what you need to do is hop on it and test it out, and we'll see if there's any flaws. Making sure you're perfectly in the middle, hop on it, press the button, and it pushes us up. And that's my simple tutorial. This is about it. It's not that complicated. I tried to make it as easy as it is. If you guys enjoyed this tutorial, please favorite it, like, and comment. It does help me get this tutorial out there. And yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.